100 days. That's over 33 hours of mining, crafting, building, and surviving in Minecraft Hardcore. Was it worth 33 hours of my life? Let's find out. Also, before the video starts, this video took a very long time to make, so consider subscribing and leaving a like. It's free, and you can always change your mind. Day 0, we spawned in a jungle. After getting down from the tree, I spent the first few minutes gathering watermelons as a temporary food source. After gathering enough watermelon, I decided to get some wood. As you can see, I've got a dream skin on. I kinda lost a bet live on stream, so if you wanna check it out, you can check me out on twitch.tv/xddani. After getting some wood, I made some tools, and I found a nice little cave. It had a bit of iron, a bit of coal, which was nice. I don't want to spend the whole 100 days inside a jungle, so I decided to do a bit of exploring. I found a little ravine, and had my first near-death experience. Yeah, that wasn't so fun. Anyways, after that, I made my way up a little hill. I got some wool for a bed. I slept my first night by some burning iron in a small little cave. Within the next 10 days, I managed to get iron armor, tools, and create a resemblance of a base. A lot of my time throughout these days was spent gathering materials like wood, iron, coal, food. But my main goal was to create a farm of a food source that I could be dependable on, like wheat. I decided to make some stairs for convenience. I also started on a mineshaft, did 10 to 15. I made the farm a bit bigger, and I started preparing for an epic mining trip because I really needed diamonds. Although I never managed to find diamonds, I did find a lot of mobs. Found a lot of coal, a lot of gold, and even a dungeon, which I was very excited to make an XP farm for. But I figured I had time to do that later. I did find some pretty good loot in the dungeon, like this saddle. I tried to look for a horse, and then I got jump scared by some pillagers, so I decided I'd just go home and sleep till the next day, continuing my adventure to find a horse. I found this weird thing, and I don't know what it is, so if you know what it is, please tell me in the comments, because I am clueless. On my search for diamonds that I started once again, I had a flashback to the most traumatic Minecraft experience I had ever had. I then ran home and cried myself to sleep. On my quest to cure loneliness, I decided to try and find a dog. I got rejected by said dogs. I gave up on the dog and I decided to get a fish. I named him George, and I got George some clay for a tank I was gonna make. No, I'm kidding, his name is Fish. I gathered sand and began production on Fish's tank, ultimately procrastinating my main goal at the moment of gathering diamonds. By day 20, the tank was finished, and Fish had been safely tucked into his new home. Whoever first thought of the warden deserves to end stream IRL. I've been trying to get past this stupid city, I can't find diamonds, and it's really annoying me. It took 7 days, 7 endless days of mining through the deep dark, being as careful as I possibly could as to not alert this stupid warden. But I did it, I managed to get so many diamonds, and hopefully I will never have to do that again, because it is terrifying. Surviving 30 days was easy, a piece of cake compared to my end goal. I wanted to defeat the Ender Dragon. For any normal person, this would be a simple task. Gather materials, create Eyes of Ender, and slay the beast. But for Mr. DANI XD, it proved an impossible challenge. Day 31, and I needed all the help I could get. I farmed sugarcane for bookcases, feathers for arrows, and lots of food. All this so I could eventually farm the ultimate enchanting table. Day 33, and things were getting rough. I went to the Nether and did trading with piglins. I got a bunch of leather and ender pearls, which was really good. But maybe things didn't go as rough as I assumed. I ended up getting 9 blaze rods, which is more than enough. I also ended up harboring a piglin. Whoopsies! You never realize how long sugarcane takes to grow until you're waiting for it. Can you imagine? I even resorted to finding some from the outside world. Also on my journey, I found some parrots, and now they're my best friends alongside Fish and Monochrome, my new pet fish. Now on day 40, I finally had the ultimate enchanting table, and all that was left to do was to enchant my items. More or less, it took 5 days to get enchanted diamond armor into my possession, but I finally managed it, going back and forth between smelting, slaying mobs, and destroying those weird blocks in the deep dark. But I finally did it, one step closer to my end goal, killing the beast.
It's sharing time.
I finally decided to go netherite mining. You know what they say, better late than never. I am so sorry to interrupt this really entertaining video, but please make sure you're subscribed and left a like if you enjoyed. That's a nice farm I built there. It'd be a shame if something were to happen to it. Building a farm started to make me restless, so I decided to make more progress and find the stronghold. It took quite a while to find the portal room, but I eventually found it, and unfortunately for me, it had 0 pearls, meaning I needed the full 12, but with my luck, I had lost 3 on the way there. Thankfully, I didn't plan on destroying the Ender Dragon just yet, so I had time to explore a bit on my way back home. I did find a poverty-ridden sand village, who only shared 1 bed between them. It was really sad. On a brighter note though, I did find this really cute cat, who I actually did name George, unlike the fish from before. Here I am, rectifying the fact that I lost 3 pearls. It was finally time. I ran across the Soul Sand Bridge, travelled through the desert and raided the village, and then I defeated the Ender Dragon. Unlike the 30-second clip you just saw, or something like that, it actually took around 10 minutes to defeat, but now I have this sick trophy and 60 XP levels. Remember that skeleton dungeon from earlier? Well, look what I did! It may not be the most efficient, but it does get the job done, and it is pretty close to my base, so that's always a plus. You're probably wondering what my next goal is, but first, let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard about the Among Us ghost chat? It's kinda dead. Defeating the Ender Dragon was easy, so I decided on another intense challenge, defeating the Wither. Immediately after this fought, I grabbed my looting sword and headed to the Nether, where I farmed for Wither skeleton skulls. A lot of my time was spent farming XP and going back and forth between enchanting and the dungeon, until eventually I was fairly pleased with my armour and I was certain I was ready for my dance with death. I didn't want the friends I'd made along the way to get hurt, so I travelled quite far out, and then, when I was prepared, this was it. The final battle, the final showdown between man and witherkind. Death was closer and scarier than I had ever imagined, and in this very moment, I felt helpless. Was it all for nothing? Everything I had worked up for, only to be destroyed by the Wither? Hope slowly drained away from me as my only source of healing dissipated. In the jungle, I noticed he got stuck on the trees a lot, and that worked to my advantage. The only issue being the leaves were far too frail for the explosions that the Wither handed out. Maybe that wasn't quite the ending you were hoping for. You were probably expecting a long, full 100 days. Maybe that I cheated items in. But life is never expected. It's full of hardships and challenges, and at the end of the day, you can never be too sure when death is around the corner, and that's what made my experience so special to share. Not everyone gets a happy ending.